You are welcome everyone to another video tutorial. Today we want to look at APIs. What is API? API stands for Application Programming Interface. API is a messenger that takes requests and tells the system what you want to do and then returns the response back to you. Like you rightly know that most of your work right now will be done using the API, that is Application Programming Interface. API is just a messenger. What does the messenger do or does? They take requests from their master and go deliver the message, then return back with the response to the master. That is what API does. So API is the messenger that takes requests and tells the system what you want to do, then return the response back to you. Imagine you are in a modern restaurant where you select your food from a menu, and the kitchen is where the food will be processed or cooked. What you need as a customer is a waiter to fetch your food. The waiter in this case is the API. The waiter is the messenger that takes your food request to the kitchen and tell the kitchen staff to prepare your food. And after your food has been prepared, the waiter will deliver the food or the response back to you. It's as simple as that. So when you go to a modern restaurant, they'll give you a menu which you're going to pick from. A waiter will come to serve you. That waiter is said to be the API, the messenger. So the waiter will go to the kitchen. That kitchen is a server. So in the kitchen, the waiter will tell and the kitchen staff that you as a customer wants rice, chicken, indomie, or whatever kind of food. Then the kitchen, which is representing the server, will now deliver those food you ordered for to the waiter. The waiter, who is the API, will not give you back the food as a response. So that is how the API works. So in a nutshell, the API works this way. As a client server, when you want to access a URL, let's say like www.facebook.com, you send a request to the server. Through what? That request that is sent to the server, it's acting like what? A API. So I go to the server. So it goes to the server and search if that resource you are looking for is available on the server. If it's available, what do you think will happen? There will be a response. The server will send a response back to you. That is how the API works. Many a times you'll be fetching APIs from an external server to work with. Someone would have created an API somewhere else. You just have to key into it or send a request to that server. Then the API in turn will send a response to you. That's the way you'll be working. Let's break it down again in our real life application also. Take for instance, you were given a contract to create a mobile app for a certain bank in Nigeria. Now you know that banks have millions of customers. You know that there's no how you can able to input those millions of customers details manually. So what you need to do, what will the bank do? They will give you their APIs. So that API is just like a URL, a link, an endpoint. So that API is what you consume. So once you just get the endpoint API, it will populate your content with the account details of each customers. It can be thousands or millions of customers. With that, it saves you time. Then you come in to do it manually. How many customers will you input that details manually? Do you know how many customers banks have? So I believe with my explanation concerning API, you're able to have a fair idea of what API is. So we're going to continue the practical and work on API in our next class. So thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next class.